which is the Rural Information Technology Alliance. It's 4 colleges, 3 of them in rural Minnesota, Ridgewater, which is in Wilmer and Hutchinson, Central Lakes in Brainerd, and then Pine Tech and Community College in Pine City. And then we've got a partner in Texas, which has just made us more viable. So I was hoping to show you a little bit here on the screen, but I forgot the cord to actually set it up with all the cords I carry around. I didn't have that one. So I may pop a couple up, but it won't be as seamless as I was hoping. When I got there, one of the big things that we had to focus on was how we were going to work with the local community and establish better relationships with our business partners in the area, and with and especially creating a pipeline of students to fill jobs in rural areas, which is a huge deficit. And so one of our, when I got there, one of the things I found out is we did not have much of a connection with the local tech community. But Wilmer still does have a fairly good tech community, and we have Minnesota Midwest Tech Campus, which is not Minnesota West, for those who might get confused, because everyone else does. But it's kind of a larger incubator and tech area, kind of for in Wilmer. And then we have we have a lot of precision agriculture going on in the area, and that's taking a lot of broadband, actually, especially on the upload side. So one of the first things I did was I worked with one of my advisors, and I hired her, and we started looking around at where the deficit was, why people weren't necessarily communicating, and where they weren't really getting together. And one of the things that came up right off the bat was Candy-Ohio Economic Development Commission asked me to go out to see Neela's Hackfest in Redwood, the Red Hot Hack. We looked at it and we wanted to bring it back, and so we brought it back this fall. And a Hackfest, for those who aren't terribly familiar, is where you develop applications. They can be on the web, they can be for mobile applications, they can be for different, really any sort of computer presence they could be created for. But what we really wanted to do out of it, we were hoping to create some cool applications that might be good for the community, but we especially wanted to to create kind of get people to actually talk within Wilmer we actually have a fair number of telecommuters who work in the Twin Cities but live in Wilmer. And Candy-Ohio is especially concerned because we have all this precision ag that's starting to take off, but outside of Wilmer or a couple of the other small towns, we have very bad broadband coverage. And actually, we're hoping Swift gets some because it may come through to us. So, because then after that, it's not a week to get the grant to go one more step. But so we put together kind of a plan, and we reached out to all the local businesses. We found several sponsors, actually more than we were really anticipating right off the bat. And we put it together for a weekend in September 18th and 20th. And the theme of it we came up with was Hack2.o, because we're right on a lake. It's a beautiful setting. We've got a co-location facility that just opened up in Wilmer, and it's really quite neat. It's on the Midwest Tech campus. And we invited, and we weren't really sure how we were going to do, so I would have to build events trying to recruit people in that. But we didn't really get many people from outside of Wilmer, or at least from non-rural areas. But we ended up with about 30 people attending, which we were pretty happy with. And it was especially neat because nearly all of those were from the Wilmer area, or the Candy-Ohio area. And so it was even better. And we came away with 3 applications that are community-centered, which was really cool for the kind of group that we had. I think there was some hope we'd come up with the next big, app to explode on the scene, but these were really kind of practical. And so one of them, I'll show you real quick just what it looks like, if you can see from there. And we'll be showing this later tomorrow and other times. But we have a yellow bike program where you can basically take a yellow bike around town and drive it anywhere you want to. And so one of the things that they're looking for, though, is the bikes get left, they get damaged, and you need a way to report them. And so we worked on an application so that you can report the abandoned bike, report a broken bike, and also adopt a rack. So sometimes they just get malapportioned. So 10 bikes end up at one rack, none at the other. And so if I come in the morning, once we get this working, I can adopt the rack at work. I can report in how many bikes are there, and that'll help them know where they have to reallocate. And kind of make it a lot easier for them, because that information is a real challenge.